Right, we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our fourth and final segment. If you did hear some stuff over that little break here, that was just me moving around some stuff, trying to get the lighting a little bit better. It has been a problem right now. I know it's been very distracting if you are watching on live. So again, I do apologize. I just want to get this fourth segment here, and just want to talk about everything that's been going on around the league. Some more minor stories, and just some stuff I want to talk about. Again, the light, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm so sorry. So first, with the Giants, we have some news. They released last year's starting third baseman J.D. Davis. He was put on waivers shortly after the Matt Chapman signing became official for the Giants. It really left him no place in San Francisco on the team. Chapman is kind of the opposite of what Davis is. Davis is more of a hit-first guy, while Chapman is more of a defense-first guy. So, it wasn't. He didn't really fit anymore with Chapman taking over his spot. His salary was also a lot after winning his arbitration case against the Giants. So the writing was on the wall for him to go, and they put him on waivers. No one budged, mostly probably because of that contract, I would believe. He still is a fine player, but that contract was a lot. And he ended up getting released, so he's free to sign with anyone. A lot of teams make sense for him. The Blue Jays were mentioned as a team that does make sense. They are lacking at third base right now, so I do think that makes some sense. Also, I think other teams that could need some maybe DH help, kind of in a hybrid role. Maybe teams like the Guardians I could look at. A team like the Marlins as well. I think a team could buy low on him, like the Nationals, the A's, maybe flip him at the deadline. So a lot of teams could look for J.D. Davis to be a part of their team next year. I would say he gets help. He does find a job quickly. He's not a bad player. It was just of circumstances that he did end up getting released. So, unfortunate for him, and hoping he lands back on his feet and lands in a good spot for himself. Edward Cabrera was taken out of a Marlins game early because of some injury problem, and is getting an MRI. Obviously not great news for the Marlins, who have already had a lot of injury risk with their injury news with their pitchers. You've had Sandy Alcantara going under the knife. You've had some other guys as well who have been out. Mainly it's been Sandy Alcantara, though, and you really can't afford to lose more pitching depth. Again, you have a lot of it, but at some point, when are you going to run out? So Edward Cabrera being out would not be good. I think they were banking on him to be a big part of their season this year. So definitely not good, and not something they're looking forward to. But hopefully he comes back fine, and he'll be a big part of their rotation this year. I definitely believe he can be and will. So definitely hoping this MRI comes back clean, and everything is sorted out. Gregory Santos of the Mariners bullpen will not be ready for opening day. We've known this probably for a little while now, but it's become official. Since being acquired from the White Sox in a trade, he has not had a very great start to his tenure in Seattle. He's had a lot of injury problems staying on the field with Seattle in this short amount of time. So definitely not a surprise that he won't be ready for opening day, but it does still suck if you are a Mariners fan. This guy has electric stuff. I think was going to be a big part of your bullpen, and the fact that he is not healthy so far is a big blow to you guys, I'd say. You did sign Ryan Stanek for this very reason a few days ago to kind of fill in as more bullpen depth with him being out, and Matt Brash, another bullpen arm for you guys, having some injury risk as well. But still sucks. Was looking forward to him as a big part of that bullpen for the Mariners that was going to hopefully lead that team to the playoffs. So definitely not great, but hopefully he comes back stronger and better. Padres, they are still interested in more outfielders. Adam Duvall, Michael A. Taylor, and Tommy Pham, who are the main guys still in the market out there for outfielders. Not really a big surprise. I've talked about it multiple times now here on the pod, but they need outfielders. They need a lot of them. You have Tatis, you have Jurickson Profar. I think Jackson Merrill will start the season in center field, but he's still a rookie, and it's not his natural position, so you need some insurance for that. And also, I don't know if you want Jurickson Profar starting in the year 2024. He's not that good anymore, I'm sorry. Yeah, definitely could improve the team if you were to get a guy like Duvall, like Michael A. Taylor, like Tommy Pham. Definitely guys I'd look for if you're a Padres fan that you could sign, and definitely hopeful for them because they could definitely help this team with what they've had going on with them. I think Duvall, Michael A. Taylor, Pham, they're all fits, and I definitely think one of them is going to sign with the Padres eventually. Just a matter of contract and whether Preller wants to give out the money. A surprising one here, the Rays, they sent top prospect Junior Camarino down to minor league camp, which is an indicator that he will not be starting the MLB roster, not be starting the year on the MLB roster. This is a big surprise to me. I love Junior Camarino. I think he's an amazing player, one of the top prospects in the league for a reason. An amazing hit tool, a guy I think is going to be a big part of that Rays future. And he played down the stretch with the Rays. Played in a few games there, and I did think he was going to be a starter for this year. And not making the MLB roster is kind of a surprise to me, especially this early. I kind of thought he would be a roster cut closer to the opening day deadline, but apparently not. And the Rays have seen enough, so kind of surprising to me. But still have a bright future for him. Still very high in him, and I think he will be up pretty soon this year. Ahmed Rosario has been performing well in camp, and he is a middle infielder, of course. So I guess that could have something to do with Tampa and why they sent Camarino down. But we'll definitely check into that and see what's going on with that. A similar story here as well. The Braves optioned one of their top pitchers. Prospect AJ Schuster, I should say, not Schuster. He was a big part of the rotation last year, a big part of their pitching as well. A guy who came up, pitched some quality innings for them, has a bright future. I did expect him to make the roster. I did expect him to be a big part of that team, maybe not in the rotation, but maybe out of the bullpen as well. Just somewhere playing a role for them. And the fact that he did not make the MLB roster is kind of surprising to me. I think with the Braves, their lack of pitching right now, their lack of reliable pitching, it is surprising, and definitely not a shocker, but definitely something that is worth noting to me. So I guess they feel confident in their pitchers, specifically their starters, because I think that is where AJSS would have fit in really well with them. And I'm looking forward to him though being a big part of that Braves rotation upcoming and being a big part of their depth. So definitely I'm watching this season and watching what he can do. Lucas Giolito is officially out for the year. Pete Abraham, one of the more reliable Red Sox guys, did tweet it that he did officially have surgery, and or he is going to have surgery relatively soon and will be out for the year. We're not sure yet still if it's Tommy John or something else, but he is out for the year. An awful blow to the Red Sox, just really, really horrible. We had a whole segment on that, so if you want to check that out, please go ahead. But signing a guy like Giolito, who you want to be your top of the rotation guy, a guy you see a lot of untapped potential in, you think can go back to his old ways in Chicago of being really, really good, being one of a premier pitcher in baseball, and he gets injured right away. It really does suck. It really is just a really bad break for the Red Sox. And definitely not great if you're a Red Sox fan. So, not fun. Just a horrible blow for them. And I can't say enough things about how bad it is for the Red Sox and how unfortunate it really is, because I was looking for big things with him. He said he signed with the Red Sox specifically because they knew what they were doing with him. They had a plan for him as well. So definitely a big negative for them, and it really is unfortunate that this season had to start and end like this. Jackson Kowar, who was acquired from the Braves to the Mariners in the Jared Kelenic trade, is going under the knife, and will have Tommy John be out for the year, of course. He, along with the other pitcher acquired in that trade, both of them had Tommy John, and so basically the Braves got Jared Kelenic for free, which is great. That's just so exciting as a Mets fan. Definitely want to see that have them get a player with a lot of potential for basically nothing. It is kind of perplexing how both these guys passed their physical. if they both did DH Tommy John a few short months after. But, good for the Braves for getting Kelenic at a reduced price. Unfortunate for the Mariners that they gave up on a top prospect just from a few years ago for this, for not a great package. So, hopefully he can get better, and hopefully Jackson Kowar plays a big part of the Mariners pitching depth going forward in the future when he does get healthy. Johnny DeLuca, one of the big parts of the Tyler Glasnow trade to the Dodgers, has a right hand fracture and will miss opening day for the Rays. Not a great break for them. They were expecting him to be in a fourth outfield spot and starting role some days. Not great. We'll be out for a little bit, of course. We'll see how the right hand fracture does affect him when swinging the bat and throwing in the future as well. So again, not a great break for the Rays, but something I don't think is a huge deal for the future, but it is worth noting because of the trade he was acquired in. So I'm definitely still high on DeLuca's future, and definitely hopeful that this is a guy that can contribute for the Rays for a long time and be a big player for them. More Mariners news, as we talked about them before. They signed Michael Givens to a minor league contract. Good depth by them. Again, you talk about their pitchers, Gregory Santos, Jackson Kowar, guys who were going to be a part of their bullpen depth this year. Their pitching depth overall, both going under the knife and getting injured. So signing Givens, a veteran reliever who has a lot of experience in the league, experience pitching in big games, and being a nice reliever for teams like the Mets and the Orioles and the Rockies as well. So good job for them for signing a veteran guy like that to give them some more depth when inevitably more injuries do come. So definitely good signing by the Mariners here to get more depth overall, and good job for them for fixing their depth woes. And finally, Taj Bradley, who's going to play a big part of the Rays pitching staff this year with the injuries and the Tyler Glasnow trade. He's going for an MRI for his pectoral. He has tightness there, so not good news if you're a Rays fan. Taj Bradley, a former top prospect who has not really put it together all really throughout his major league tenure. But I think the Rays are definitely hopeful that he can soon, and definitely a guy I do think is going to be a big part of the Rays' future for their rotation, and a guy I'm still looking forward to watching how he progresses. So I don't think it's a huge deal pectoral, but still obviously not ideal if you are a Rays fan. So those are my news around the league. Some shorter stories that I still want to talk about and I thought were notable. So that is our show for you today. It was one of my more sloppy ones. I do apologize for that. I said apologize a lot, but it is unprofessional, and sorry about the lighting here. It got better at the end, so it'll definitely be better tomorrow. I promise you that. So again, thank you so much for watching. We'll have more stories for you tomorrow. I will have an update on the Garrett Cole situation and what's going to happen there. So let's see what baseball throws at us tomorrow, and we'll see you then. So thanks, and bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to